So I think I'm live. Yeah, I think I'm live. So I've actually been creating these sessions to really help everyone who comes across it. It's just a pocket of time and space where you can just spend a bit of time tuning into your own self and giving yourself some self-healing and some self-love. Um, where we are at the moment, there is a sense where, there's a lot of stress in the air. There's a lot of panic in the air. And so this really gives us all a chance to come home to who we are and to come home to our center, to come home to the core of our being, where there's a wise intelligence right at the core of our being at all times. So it just gives us a sense to tap into that. So what I'm going to do is just do a meditation to begin with, so that tunes us in, and that allows us to connect into, the greater part of ourselves, the more expansive part of ourselves, and it also plugs our perspective into the most expansive part of ourselves. And then from that place, we're just going to open up, and using the hands, we're going to use the hands as a tools to basically just run energy through the body. And whereas in the last session, I ended up recording it in a way where I had music, this one, I'll do it where I talk you through the session. So it kind of gives you an idea as to what you're doing when you're doing it. So I'm just going to invite you just to start breathing deeply, breathing from the diaphragm, filling the lungs as you're breathing in, emptying them as you're breathing out, just making a connection to that calm, centered element of yourself. And always breath will instantaneously take you to that place. So as soon as you start lengthening and deepening your breath, you get into that place where you're giving the body cues that you're in a safe environment, that everything is okay. And then it allows your whole physiology and the biology of your body to start slowing down a bit. And with that comes a sense of calm and relax. This kind of meditative calm is not the kind of calm where you kind of switched off and you go to sleep. This calm gives you access to more of the intelligence of your body, and also to more of the intelligence within the environment itself. Because for you to tap into your higher self, to your higher knowing, to your soul's voice, there has to be a quietening of the conscious mind in order to do that. And so with these sessions, it's really getting that quietening of the conscious mind that actually makes you incredibly powerful. So just continuing to breathe and breathing from the diaphragm, just being aware of your in-breath and your out-breath. And from here, just placing your attention to the base of your spine. At the base of your spine, there's a connection there that connects you to the root of your being. It connects you to your physical body, and it also connects you to the earth beneath you. The base of your spine runs energy through your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet down into the earth. And basically the ways that your feet connect with the earth allows you to actually feel grounded, feel centered, feel secure where you're standing. Very often when we're feeling stressed, there's a lot of energy in the headspace. And so if we can take some time to actually bring the energy down into the feet, we immediately make a connection with the grounded aspect of who we are. So just taking a deep breath and connecting to the base of your spine. And just connecting to the energy as it moves down through the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles. moving down into the feet, making a connection with the earth beneath you. Just becoming aware of the energy. What I'm calling energy is essentially it's divine intelligence and divine consciousness. So you're bringing your consciousness to the divinity within your body and the essence of that divinity within your body. Okay, and now just bringing your attention, hi Tara, good to see you here. Bringing your attention back up to the base of your spine and just feeling this energy moving up so that it's moving through your abdominal area, just making a connection to your belly space so that you're connecting this divine essence. You're connecting it to your lower abdomen, to your navel point, to your upper abdomen, so the entire abdominal area. And you're making that conscious connection to your divine essence, your divine blueprint, your divine consciousness. Just taking your time to just breathe and to witness as you make that connection. The navel point and the abdominal area is very much an area that is connected to your sense of self, connected to your sense of who you are, connected to your sense of personality and character and person, and how strong you feel within your own self. So when you're making this connection to the divine essence in that abdominal area, really you're bringing a level of attention and consciousness into your connection with your own self. And just as an aside, basically, if you ever want to tap into or to strengthen your connection with yourself, just pull your abdominal muscles in. And that gives you a sense of actually being more at the center, at the core of your body. It also informs us the spinal column. So the spinal column immediately straightens up. And so that the energy that's moving down the spine it has more flow in it. So if you find in a lot of times when we're not feeling comfortable or we're not feeling confident within ourselves, there's a caving in of this area that goes on. Other times we can actually be hyper in this area. So it's kind of like we're like this. But if we actually just pull the abdominals in, and just become aware of the lengthening of the spine and also become aware of the deepening of our breath at the same time, we immediately come to the strength of the core of our being. It's just bringing the attention to that. And now moving your energy up to your heart space. The heart space is the most powerful organ in the body. It's more powerful than the brain. If the heart says yes, then everything is moving forward from that sense of yesness. And what you'll find is that things just seem to move a lot easier when you've got your heart's buy-in. If your heart is saying no, then you feel like you're dragging something behind you that's really weighty. It's really hard to move forward from a sense of no. And the sense of no in the heart space comes off as things like feeling obligated, feeling resentment, feeling a sense of giving from a place of lack. So then the thing that you're giving is really still stuck in your energy field as you're giving it because you don't really want to give it because you yourself feel depleted by the giving. All of these things are in the heart space. So then now just bringing your attention, bringing divine essence, bringing divine consciousness into your heart space. And just deepening and lengthening your breath so you're making a connection with your heart space from that sense of centeredness and from that sense of harmony and calmness. Hi, Rita. Good to see you here, darling. I'm just doing a meditation session, just bringing people back into their bodies, basically, and bringing people back into their sense of strength and sense of self, because I feel like it's quite needed at this time for everyone, certainly for myself as well. So, really, what I'm doing is just bringing people into my own personal practice as well. So just keeping on lengthening and deepening the breath and just bringing the attention up into the throat space. The throat space is our center of expression. It's our center of speaking our truth, but it's also our center of being very mindful of the words that we're saying. You know, there's words that we speak about ourselves or our environment or how we're referencing the world around us that can either bring our energy down or bring us down, or it can raise us up. And when we actually are conscious of the way that we're speaking to ourselves primarily, and conscious of the way that we're speaking about the world that we're in and our environment and our loved ones and just our community and other people around us, when we bring consciousness into that, we become able to sort of radiate something that helps everybody. You know, I'm glad you're here, actually, Rita. Good to see you. Yeah, we bring something that actually helps everybody. And one of the ways that I actually speak about this is we become a sort of like medicine for our environment by who we're being and what we're being, you know? So the throat space holds all of this. And I'm just inviting you at this moment just to bring divine consciousness into the throat space, and just lengthening and deepening the breath as you're connecting into your throat. Moving your awareness up into your third eye space, which is at the center of your eyebrows. Your third eye space is basically the center of your intuition. It's the center of your ability to vision, to see the road ahead, to imagine your future, to sort of think about where it is that you want to go or what road you want to take. You know, that's very much in the third eye space. And a lot of times when we're panicked or when we're stressed, we start to imagine things for ourselves and for our world and for our experiences that are contracted. So we start to think about, oh, this might happen if I do that, or that might happen, or what will happen if this happens. You know, we start to go into that panic mode. And certainly in this time and space where we are at the moment, it's quite easy to go into that panic mode because you start to sort of think, well, if this happens and that happens and this happens and that happens, and all of it is kind of like, it's not particularly uplifting, you know? So bringing divine consciousness, bringing divinity into the third eye, and just opening the third eye to a sense of higher vibration, to be able to see a road that is actually more expansive, to have a perspective that is more expansive. And what does that look like when you're plugging into that in your own world, in your own environment? Just breathing in and just witnessing. And finally, bringing your attention all the way up to the top of your head. The top of your head basically houses your connection to your own divinity. It houses your connection. When I speak of divinity, you can easily say God, you can say life force, you can say spirit, you can say whatever it is that you want to say to reference that. But it's that sort of sense of yourself that is more expansive. It's that sense of yourself that is limitless and boundless. It's that sense of yourself that actually you realize and you know yourself to be interconnected with your world and to be interconnected with your universe, that kind of thing. It takes you out of what you call the paradigm of your contracted state, and it takes you into something broader and wider and more expansive. And in essence, this is what we call God. You know, we call God, when we're calling on God, when we're calling on divinity, when we're calling on a greater perspective, what we're calling on is that aspect of ourselves and that aspect of our own consciousness that can connect into something that's limitless and boundless and healing and centering and knows us to the nth degree, you know. And when we're confused, connecting to that has a way of calming us down, and it also has a way of allowing us to channel or to connect into that soft whispering voice. We all have it, that soft whispering voice that actually leads us exactly to where it is that we need to go. But if we're in the booming, 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 confusing, stressful voice, it's very hard to tap into that. So just breathing, and always your breath will get you there. If you find that you're contracting, if you find that things are getting really tight and your world and your environment is getting really tight, lengthen and deepen the breath. By lengthening and deepening the breath, it takes you into a more expansive space, and then you can start to tap into your own inner navigational system, that system that knows you so well. And it's the only system that knows you. You might get advice from other people, and other people might know you because of their experience of you, but their experience of you will always come from their reference point, And so there is an element where, yes, you need reflections, and you need good advice, and you need good people around you. You need to be able to hear something from somebody that has it come into you in a different way, or come into you in a way that you can actually embody it and physically ground it. But at the same time, hi Evadne, long time no see, sweetheart. Good to see you here. At the same time, you actually need to take whatever advice or whatever it is that you're taking from somebody, you need to take that and then plug it into your own system, because it has to be owned by you. If it's not owned by you, it's still theirs, and the only way it's owned by you is if it's yours, So basically, yeah, just coming into that breath and coming into that sense of trusting yourself. Because as soon as you're running that divine essence from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet, it gives you that sense of, I could trust myself, I can trust myself. The answers are here. So from this space of widening, from this space of deepening, we're just going to I'm just going to show you how to tap into your own self-healing. And we're only going to do this for a few minutes for each of the points. But it just gives the body a sense of assuredness. And to be fair, in this world that we're in at the moment, your body, it's a bit like having a child having a body, right? Your body needs to know that you are taking care of it, that you have your own back in that sense, that you're looking after yourself, that you're giving yourself the things that you need, that you're loving yourself. And the body will take that message and strengthen. And all of this that I'm doing here is really also to bring that sort of sense of strengthening your own immune system, strengthening your own physical empowered stance where you are, because that's really important. From there, anything can be happening on the outside, and you have that sense at the core of your being that you can get through. You know what I mean? But you then have to actually give your body the message that you're paying attention, and you are creating pockets and spaces to show yourself some love and to show yourself some care, right? So I spoke to you about the heart space. The heart space is an organ. When we're speaking about energy, the heart space is an organ that dominates the hands. So when we're connecting to the heart, and we're actually then using the hands to what I say run energy, but we're connecting to the heart and we're actually touching anywhere on our bodies, we immediately bring in a sense of calm. We immediately bring in a sense of healing, and there's a sense of centering that comes from that level of connection with ourselves. And so often we don't do that. This isn't taught in schools. I think it should be. Maybe I should change that, right? It's not taught in schools, but it's so necessary for us to feel our own touch, not in the most healing, powerful kind of way, from the heart. So first of all, just making a connection with the heart space and just breathing. And just witnessing as your hands touch your heart, what is going on there? What are you feeling? What are you sensing? Always taking care to lengthen and deepen the breath. So you're filling your lungs as you're breathing in, you're emptying your lungs as you're breathing out. And now that you've made a heart connection, just placing your hands at the top of your head, just making a connection with your head, and just keep on breathing. This is what I call running energy. Basically, when we actually breathing, hi Elizabeth, or Liz actually, Elizabeth. I see Elizabeth Stewart, and I thought Elizabeth, but Liz. Good to see you here. I'm just doing a self-healing session, which is essentially just bringing body love, just bringing self-love to the core of your being. So we've connected with the heart, and we're just basically bringing that heart connection to the top of your head, bringing it to your eyes. Just taking a moment, just taking a couple of moments just to run that heart energy in. I'm just lengthening, deepening the breath. Bringing that heart connection to the ears. Whenever I'm doing this, I tend to sort of really connect to the divine when I'm doing this. So it's connecting to the divine consciousness so that the things that you're hearing are things that are high vibrational, high frequency, no matter what it is that's coming at you around from the world around you, that the things that you're taking in are the things that's supporting your system. Again, the things that you're seeing are the things that are supporting you and supporting your system, bringing in a sense of aligned centeredness. Bringing this to the throat. So the ways that you're speaking in the world, the ways that you're expressing in the world, and the ways that you're hearing the expressions of others is bringing divine consciousness into it, bringing a higher vibration, a higher frequency. Bringing the hands to the heart space. So all of the ways that you're giving and you're receiving in the world has the divine stamp in it, has divine consciousness in it, has a sense of awareness and awakeness in it. And that you're giving from a place of love and you're receiving from a place of appreciation and graciousness. And just lengthening and deepening the breath as you're going along, bringing that blessing into your own body. Okay, bringing the hands to just below the breast area, so just at the base, like where your rib cage is. This is a center of your sense of self, a center of your sense of person, of who you are in the world, your willpower, your personal power. So just bringing divine consciousness into your personal power, into your willpower, so that you feel strengthened in your own self, you feel empowered in your own self, you feel strong in your own self. And you are able to give yourself what you need. So often we get so wrapped up in what everything else is going on in the world, the news, media can be helpful, and then it could be not so helpful. I mean, it's helpful if it's actually saying something to you that's worthwhile. It's not so helpful if they're trying to stress you out to sell their papers or to sell their program. So you have to be discerning to know what you're taking in. There's times when you turn the TV off and you come back to yourself. Bringing your attention to the lower belly. This is your sense of creativity, your sense of being able to tap into intimacy, to your partners, to your family, to anything that you care about in the world that you're giving your energy to and you're flowing energy towards. Just bringing divine consciousness into the center of that. And just placing your hands onto your knees so that you're running energy all the way down into your feet. So that all of the ways that you're walking in the world, all of the ways that you're connecting with the earth beneath you, all of the ways that you're bringing yourself to the physical reality of your life, that it be infused with divine consciousness, that it be infused with divine awareness, that you raise the frequency in the ways that you walk in the world. You raise the vibration in the ways that you walk in the world. All right, so I hope this has served you. I'm going to be coming on here and just sharing these practices with you because it makes a difference. And also the thing is with these kind of practices as well, is that you, like I say, you become a magic potion in your own environment. The ways that you go out into your world, the ways that you speak, the ways that you interact with people, the ways that you are able to transmute what's going on in front of you just by the way that you're responding to it. Because if someone's coming at you from a place of panic and then you meet them from a place of panic, the panic grows. If someone comes at you from a place of panic and you meet them from a place of centeredness, a place of groundedness, and the words that you're speaking are higher vibration, you have the chance to lift them up. And in that way, you become a healer in your environment. It's really, really, really important. Hi, sweetheart. Lovely to see you. So I am actually coming to the close of this, sending so much love and sending gratitude for whoever was here with me. It's been a pleasure doing this. Ivadni, oh, it's great to see you. Yeah, it's a pleasure doing this. And tune in. I haven't actually put like a particular time to do this because what I'm doing is finding pockets in my day. And I'm guessing as I'm finding pockets in my day, I'm kind of, hi, darling. Aisley, hello. Good to see you. Basically, as I'm finding pockets in my day, then it means that, I'll meet different people where they are. But if you go onto my page, you'll see that there's going to be like healing material there. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, sending you all so much love, and this will be on my page. So if you need to refer to it again and come back to it, I'll post another one tomorrow. I'm going to keep doing these daily, and it's a way for me to kind of ground and me to center myself. But then it's also offering you a level of grounding and centering because this time, like I have never met a time like this in my lifetime, and I'm guessing that you've not either. So to be able to raise our vibration, raise our frequency, and just come into a sense of grounded rootedness, and also a sense that we're switched on. So I'm not saying don't, ignore your environment and ignore everything that's going on. That's not where it is. You need a level of wisdom. You need a level of actually understanding and being informed about what's going on in your world. But at the same time, how are you taking that in and how are you swallowing it down? And what are you actually giving to your world as a result of that? It's beginning to pay attention to that because we can be coming from a higher frequency or a lower frequency. And if you come from a higher frequency, you are being the cause in the world that is creating a healing effect. And for me, that's everything. So sending you so much love, and we'll see you next time. Lots of love.